You may be seated. I invite you to pray with me. God of truth and knowledge, we give you thanks for all the years of exploration and learning that have led to this moment of celebration. Bless these students and all of those who have encouraged and empowered them along the way. Walk with these graduates as they leave and move forward in life. Take away their anxiety and their confusion of purpose. Strengthen their many talents and skills so that they may live and work as a blessing to others. Fill us all with your hope for the future. Amen.
To the staff, students, faculty, and parents, welcome back to Birmingham-Southern College today. We're celebrating the end of 4 years of hard work and the departure from the community of Birmingham-Southern students. We're celebrating a graduation. We're also celebrating a new beginning, the entrance into graduate schools, professional programs, or the job market. We're celebrating the entrance into the community of Birmingham-Southern College alums. We're celebrating a commencement. We're hosting this ceremony in August, in the middle of a pandemic, in a coliseum that's 90% empty, and we're wearing masks. While we regret not having all of the students together at one time, not having as many family and friends join us in person as we'd like, we're glad to create a ceremony that is intimate, with the appropriate regalia and tradition warranted by the accomplishments of our graduating seniors. At Birmingham Southern, education is a personalized experience. It should not be celebrated on the 50-yard line in a large stadium or exclusively online without many of the dimensions of human interaction. We hope we can create a personalized experience today consistent with your experiences and your accomplishments. At the end of the year, we generally have many ceremonies at BSC. In addition to graduation, there's an honors day, the baccalaureate address, and my favorite, which we've incorporated today, the capping ceremony. Every student chooses a mentor, can be a friend, but often a mentor, someone who has had an impact on their life and education. The mentor will come up in front with the student today and put the graduation cap, the mortarboard, on top of the student's head. This ceremony honors the role of the mentor. Everyone has a mentor, and yet no one can ever pay their mentor back. This ceremony reminds us that it's really not our duty to pay our mentor back, but to become a mentor on behalf of someone else. As Cicero said, non nobis solum natus sumus, which means not for ourselves alone are we born. While today we celebrate the success of our graduating seniors, we also thank those who helped make this day possible. And in doing so, we remind our seniors that it is their duty as graduates of this college to seek out others who themselves need mentoring. And perhaps one day our seniors will come back to the stage to be recognized for their mentorship and inspire others to do the same. Now, in the spirit of recognizing the impact of mentors in the education of others, I would like to turn the ceremony over to our provost, Dr. Brad Caskey, to honor a faculty member who has made a lasting impact on many of our students in 2020 with the Outstanding Educator of the Year Award. Thank you.
For over a decade, we've presented the Outstanding Educator of the Year Award to a faculty member who exemplifies Birmingham-Southern College's definition of an exceptional academic professional. These characteristics include excellence in teaching, service, and ongoing scholarly endeavors, effective student advising, and dedication and service to the college, profession, and community. Each individual honored with the Outstanding Educator Award receives a stipend and serves as a speaker for the commencement at the end of the following academic year. This year's recipient is Professor of Religion, Dr. Amy Cottrell. Dr. Cottrell joined the BSc faculty in 2007, having earned an A.B. from Earlham College, a Master's in Divinity from Methodist Theological School in Ohio, and a Ph.D. from Emory University. In nominating her for the Educator of the Year, one of her peers noted that, quote, she goes above and beyond to create a positive, generative classroom experience in which students feel supported as they wrestle with new and difficult ideas. Another wrote that one of Dr. Cottrell's strengths is her efforts to equip students to contribute thoughtfully to a more humane world. Although she could not be here because she's already begun her fall sabbatical research, please again join me in another round of applause for Dr. Cottrell. And speaking of teaching excellence, it is now my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Megan Gibbons, Professor of Biology. Dr. Gibbons was last year's recipient of the Outstanding Educator Award of the Year of the Award, and therefore serves as our commencement speaker this year. She's an amazing colleague who has been a member of the BSc faculty since 2001. Once again, please join me in welcoming her to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Caskey. Hi, everyone. I want to welcome you all, family, friends, faculty, graduates. We finally made it. I want to make sure I acknowledge those of you who have traveled to come to celebrate with your students, your graduates. I know it isn't what we all expected, but I'm so happy that we are able to celebrate here together. It wasn't always clear that we'd be able to, so thanks. Before I get started, I want to give a small caveat to the audience to prepare you. I have no intention of dazzling anyone with intellectual musings or obscure quotes from poets or philosophers. That is just not who I am. I'm honestly not sure how I earned the honor of being BSC's Outstanding Educator of the Year last year, the distinction that has led me to this podium. I love these students. I love teaching them, and I want the best for them. But that doesn't make me different from any of the other BSc professors here. I really have the most amazing and brilliant set of colleagues. So it really is an honor to have received that distinction and to be talking to all of you today. But I think it's only fair that from this point, I focus my attention on the graduating seniors in front of me. So it's going to be a little less formal than if you were listening to a UN ambassador, a former Secretary of State, or a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. So some of this might be kind of like if you had a class with me, but with fewer tangents and fewer cuss words, hopefully. I found out I was giving this commencement speech during last year's graduation. So that means I've spent a year trying to figure out what I was going to say. First, I tried to remember any words of wisdom from the commencement speaker at my own graduation at Emory University in 1993. It seemed like a great place to start. Well, I couldn't even remember who the speaker was. Do you want to know what I do remember about my graduation? I remember sitting outside in a great big field, and it was hot. I mean, really, really hot. And I remember trying really hard not to puke or to pass out because I was so hungover from the party that we had the night before. And it felt like it lasted forever. It was torture. That's what I remember about my graduation. And I don't remember a word that the speaker said. I actually had to go back and look up who the speaker was for my commencement. It was Donald Raymond Keough, former president and chief operating officer of the Coca-Cola Company. And I remembered nothing. So if you guys remember nothing from this speech, then I've done just as well as the president of Coca-Cola. And if you remember anything at all, well, then I will have done better. So I abandoned that strategy, but over the passing months, I felt like I was developing a pretty decent talk, not earth-shattering, but solid. Share some words of wisdom, like many others have before me, about how to find your path in the world, how BSc has prepared you for what's next, and to convince you that you're all ready to embark on your next journey. And while I was doing this, you were all experiencing all of the stress and excitement of your senior year. Studying, working on papers, completing senior projects, training and competing if you're an athlete, getting ready for spring break, and celebrating the last semester of your college career. What a great semester that is, the final semester of your senior year. And then came COVID-19, and on March 13th, the shit hit the fan. And if you've been in one of my classes, you knew that was coming. And we all left campus on that Friday, not having any idea that that day would be our last time together on campus for the rest of the year. WTF. Y'all, the last semester of your senior year got totally canceled. No SoCo, no more hanging with friends on campus, no more chatting with Miss Teresa in the C-store or Miss Johnny at the CAF, or any of the other amazing staff members that made BSC feel like home. No senior celebrations for fraternities and sororities, no chance to say goodbye to your professors, no ringing the bell on the last day of classes, no laid-back week after finals when all the seniors are on campus, just hanging out together, with the end of that week culminating in the capping ceremony and commencement. For spring athletes, no conference championships or national championships. That realization, I've already swum my last race or played my last game of my college career, and I didn't even know it. I was not prepared. God, you guys, that really, really sucks. And I'm so sorry that happened to you. It happened to you and to every other graduating senior across the country. You are the only people alive who've ever experienced this. And I'm like, holy shit, I have to give the commencement speech to these students. How the hell am I gonna do that? Maybe there won't be a commencement at all and I won't have to give a speech. But like I said, I'm actually glad that we're able to do this because maybe it can provide some closure. It's not what any of us imagined, but it's something. So you're beginning your adult lives in a totally different world than it was just a few short months ago. Probably a lot of your plans and opportunities have changed, or maybe, like your last semester, they just disappeared. My original plan, the typical advice that someone would give a graduating class, seems hollow. I mean, I literally have no idea what you guys are up against. We're in the middle of a crippling pandemic with a teetering economy, worldwide protests, violence, and oppression, and our country is more politically divided than I have ever seen it. Plus, don't forget climate change. The world is really screwed up right now. But you know what? You need to keep going, keep working. Keep challenging yourself to make sense of it all and to find your place in the chaos. You have the tools to make this work. Maybe it will take longer to reach your goals. Maybe you don't get your dream job right away because the world we used to know is taking a pause. Or maybe the world will never really be the same. But maybe this pause, this chaos, will change how you see yourself in the world, how you can adjust your goals to meet our new reality. So here are just a couple of rules that I used to figure out how to handle my first few years after college. They were really, really hard. Granted, they're not what you are up against. They're very different from what you're handling now, but hopefully there's something useful in here for you. First of all, I should tell you that I was a psych major with no idea what I wanted to do with my life when I graduated from Emory. I liked biology too, so I took some of those courses, but I didn't know where I was going with it. While I figured out what I wanted to do with my life, I really wanted to support myself financially. I didn't want to go back home, and I figured my parents paying for my college was enough. This leads me to my first rule. It's kind of a combo rule. Be humble. Don't be too proud to do the things necessary to accomplish your goals. And while you're doing that, keep an open mind. Work hard and have a positive attitude at whatever it is you're doing. A positive attitude and a strong work ethic go a long way. So I took a job as a lifeguard and assistant swim coach for a summer team and as a hostess at an Outback steakhouse. I even bussed tables whenever they needed somebody. Yep, that's what I did with an $80,000 degree from Emory University. I didn't plan on either of these being my career path, but doing those things allowed me to support myself while I tried to find my passion. That's the second rule. Search for your passion. Try lots of things, and don't always take the easiest path. Abandon the paths that don't lead you to your passion. Volunteer, do internships, take part-time jobs that help you find your passion. I took on several small jobs in the couple years after college. None of them paid well enough to cover anything, but they helped me interact with different types of careers. I took one job working at a nature preserve, another job as a research assistant for a child psychologist, and another position as a research assistant for a behavioral psychologist, observing troops of monkeys at the Yerkes Primate Center. One of my responsibilities there was to watch and record monkeys copulate. Here's a tangent that I would totally follow if I was teaching a class right now, but I can't right now. So I tried a few different things out that would give me more insight into what kind of career that I wanted to pursue. I took each job seriously. I worked hard, and I kept a positive attitude. Because of my work ethic and positive attitude, I was offered several different opportunities. I moved up the ranks at Outback and eventually was offered management training. And I was also encouraged by my boss at the Primate Center to be a grad student in his lab, to apply to be a grad student in his lab. But neither of those things were my passion. So how did I get where I am? That leads me to my third rule. When you find your passion, follow it. While I was taking on all those jobs and trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, I spent my free time hiking. One biology course that I had taken at Emory was called Vertebrate Populations, and our labs were almost all field trips. We'd go out and look for all sorts of animals, but the ones that were the most interesting to me and the easiest to find were salamanders. I loved that course. So while I was taking on all of those jobs and trying to find my passion, I was spending my free time basically going salamander hunting, finding streams and forested areas where I could turn over cover objects and see if I could find anything cool. I would even take friends salamander hunting if they were interested. There weren't many takers. At some point, I realized that what I was doing with my free time was super nerdy. And I thought about combining my education in psychology with my hobby of salamander hunting. I went back to talk to my vertebrate population professor to ask how I could pursue a career in salamander behavior. He directed me to some salamander biologists who had active research in that area and encouraged me to apply to grad school. Well, remember, I was a psych major, so I didn't have all the courses that I needed to apply to grad school in biology. I could have easily said, oh, well, that sucks. I should have been a bio major instead of a psych major. Guess I'll figure something else out. But I knew I had found my passion, so I did what I needed to do to follow it. I started taking the necessary courses when I could fit them in while working, and after about a year of that, I applied and got into grad school studying salamander behavior. And grad school was great, and I worked with some really awesome people with similar interests, and it was the most intellectually stimulating and invigorating time of my life. I remember being so proud that I had supported myself after college for finding my passion and for getting into grad school. I hadn't seen my parents in a while because I was living in Atlanta and they were in Florida. So I waited until I visited with them to tell them in person. I was talking to my dad, and I told him that I had been accepted to a PhD program and that I was being given tuition and a modest stipend so that I could continue to support myself while I was in grad school. I'm taking this off now. So that I was being given tuition and a modest stipend so that I could continue to support myself while I was in grad school. I expected him to be really psyched for me. He sat there thinking for a minute, clearly processing what I had told him. And then he said, "What the F are you going to do with a PhD in salamanders?" Only he didn't say F. And now you all know where I got my dirty mouth. So I told him that I didn't know what I was going to do, but that right now I felt like it was a great opportunity and that I was sure it would lead me somewhere that would make me happy. He didn't need to worry about me. It would all work out. He seemed satisfied with that answer, and I know he was worried, but he also knew me well enough to know that I would somehow make it work. Neither one of us knew that it would lead me here 24 years later, giving the commencement speech at BSC. I remember this exchange with my dad so well because it was one of the last ones I ever had with him. Less than 2 days later, after we had this conversation, he had a massive brain aneurysm and died without warning. He was 56 years old. Terrible. Horrible. But I'm so glad I got to have that conversation with him. I got to share my passion with him. And while he didn't fully understand it, he knew I had found my passion, and sharing that moment with him before he died made me all the more motivated to follow it. When you're young like I was then, and like you guys are now, one event is all it takes for you to realize the world is not what you thought it was. It's not safe, it's not comfortable. It's unpredictable, and anything can happen anytime and you won't be prepared. You won't be able to comprehend it. You can lose someone you love, like a parent or a sibling, or a friend. Or there's a deadly pandemic ravaging the world. Or you watch a video of a policeman kneeling on a black man's neck until he dies. And you can't hide from it, and everything changes. And if any of you out there feel like everything's cool and nothing has really changed, well, then you're not paying attention. So what do? Your future's ahead of you. You need to think about what impact you're going to have on the world. All I had to do was prove that getting a PhD in salamanders wasn't a waste of time. You guys have a much greater burden. You've got to figure out how and where you will fit into this chaos. What's your role in making this broken world one that feels safe and compassionate? Maybe now you decide you want to work in epidemiology instead of pharmacy. Maybe now you want to work for a political campaign instead of being an accountant. Maybe you want to pursue human rights law instead of real estate law. Or maybe you don't change your plans at all. But you have to look at this world differently, because the world is different, and you are an important part of it. Here's what I do know. I know because you're graduating from BSc that you have all the tools you need to find your place in the world and to have a positive influence on it, even though everything has changed. In your time here, we've done our best to develop you all as critical thinkers, great communicators, and compassionate members of society. Use these skills. Use them as you find your passion. Stay humble, work hard, and have a positive attitude. And most of all, be kind, because we are all suffering. Do something that makes you proud. I know it's scary. It's really scary not knowing what's coming next. But you, as the first set of graduates in this mess, are in a unique position to make the world what you want it to be. You get to decide what's coming next, and I believe in you. Thank you.
Megan, thanks for those honest and insightful comments, and I truly hope that all graduates will take them to heart. And now for the main event. Would the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Fine Arts, or Bachelor of Music please stand? President Coleman, on behalf of the faculty, it is my honor to present these candidates who have completed degrees for the requirements I've cited.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Charter of Birmingham-Southern College in the state of Alabama, upon the recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Music, with all the honors, rights, privileges, and responsibilities hereunto appertaining.
All right, you may be seated. One of the unique traditions at Birmingham-Southern College is a capping ceremony at which students select an important individual to cap them by placing their mortarboard on their head. Typically, this event occurs at a different time than commencement, but we thought it important enough to include in today's ceremony. With this in mind, a number of today's graduates have seated next to them their official capper. This portion of the program will begin when Dr. Tim Smith announces the names of the first graduate and capper, who will then both proceed to the capping area in the front of the stage. In this case, X does truly mark the spot. At that time, the capper should have the graduate's mortarboard in his or her hand. Once in the capping area, both the graduate and capper can remove their mask and face the audience. The capper should then place the mortarboard on the head of the graduate, pose for a photo, and receive applause from the audience. And when capping, it's easy if you get the front part on first and pull back. So that's a little bit of advice. The capper should then proceed back to their seat while the graduate remains in place for an individual photo. Following the photo, the capper and graduate should both replace their masks. After the photos are completed, the graduates proceed to the stage, this direction, right up here, for congratulations from President Coleman. To adhere to our social distancing protocol, students should stop on a black mark X on the floor right here, next to President Coleman, should face the audience for a well-deserved and hopefully very loud recognition from all in attendance. Graduates who do not have a capper should proceed directly to the photo area for the individual photo. Again, you can take your mask off at that point, and then proceed on the stage for congratulations by the audience.
Aaron Wesley Bean, capped by his brother, Casey Jacob Bean. Lee Pennington Bowman, magna cum laude, capped by his father, Patrick Bowman. Taylor Christopher Carson, capped by his father, Chris Carson. Catherine Marie Crocker, cum laude, capped by her boyfriend Brock Ennis. Sarah Elizabeth Davis, capped by her father, Tom Davis. Julia Denby, cum laude, capped by her brother, Luke Denby. Ty Reed Dinnerson, capped by his friend, Miracle Dyson. She's good. She's good. Rebecca Elizabeth Irwin, summa cum laude, capped by her mother, Lori Irwin. Taylor Middleton Fairbairn, capped by his father, Scott Fairbairn. Emily Elizabeth Farley, cum laude, capped by her father, Charles Edward Farley, Jr. Ryan Leigh Gardner, magna cum laude, capped by her brother, James Gardner. Cameron Michael Hanley, capped by his mother, Kelly Hanley.
Thank you.
Anne Chandler Hassett, cum laude, capped by her mother, Frances Hassett. Marjorie Millam Head, capped by her father, Frank Head. Graham Thornton Hughley, cum laude, capped by his father, Charles Marion Hughley Jr., BSc class of 1985. Thomas Fellows Iturbe, capped by his brother, Elliot Iturbe. Jillian Shea Ivy, capped by her grandmother, Joyce Watson Smith. Caroline Grace Johnson, capped by her mother, Michelle Mosley Johnson. Claire Elizabeth Jones, capped by her mother, Deborah Inez Jones. Sarah Elizabeth Jones, capped by her mother, Elizabeth Ramona Jones. Benjamin Edward Kimball, magna cum laude, capped by his father, Brown Franklin Kimball. Mitchell Franklin Kimball, summa cum laude, capped by his mother, Jan Kimball. Alexander Tate Lasher, capped by his brother Bruce Lasher. Brett Anthony Martin, cum laude, capped by his sister, Caitlin Martin. Elijah Malachi Matthews, capped by his mother, Tamara Matthews. David Parks McKinley, Jr., capped by his sister, Emma Ann McKinley. Caden John Darrell Moore, capped by his mother, Michelle Moore. Bailey Murphy, magna cum laude, capped by her sister, Caitlin Murphy. Catherine Petty, capped by her mother, Beth Petty. Sarah Renee Posey, capped by her father, Billy Posey. Megan Renee Rasmussen, summa cum laude, capped by her father, Neil Rasmussen, BSc class of 1991. Cameron Malia Ray, capped by her sister, Brenna Ray. Michael Cordell Robinson, capped by his father, Michael Greer Robinson. Samantha Ella Salmon, magna cum laude, capped by her brother Hunter Salmon. Ramsey Suzanne Shane, capped by her brother Thomas Shane. Diamond Shalom Spears, capped by her aunt Tawatha Stevenson. Christopher Connor Susick, cum laude, capped by his mother, Lori Susick. Tristan Lake Sumter, capped by his mother, Tricia Sumter. Said mom. William Hayden Terrell, cum laude, capped by his father, Thomas Gregory Terrell. David Jace Watkins, Jr., capped by his mother, Murray Watkins. John Ryan Wellington, capped by his father, Raymond Wellington. David Burke Williams, magna cum laude, capped by his father, Randy Williams. Eric Wilson, capped by his mother, Tammy Bumgardner. Graham Bass Yarborough, capped by his mother, Kim Yarborough, BSc class of 1988. Elizabeth Amber Benning, cum laude, capped by her boyfriend, Matthew Siraj. Matthew, can you hear me? Matthew, stay there. Can I get the mic, please? Mike, both of you back, please. Matthew Craig Siraj Jr., capped by his girlfriend, Elizabeth Benning. Elizabeth, to the stage, please. And Matthew. William Christopher Waddell Boozer, capped by his sister, Hannah Elizabeth Waddell Boozer.
Let's have one more round of applause for the graduate class of 2020. It is now time for another graduation tradition. Before we begin, graduates, please make sure that the tassel is currently located on the right side of your mortarboard. I'll give you time to figure out what that means. Yes, the right side of your mortarboard. I'm looking around. I see great compliance. I see lots of good things going on here. All right, let's make it official. In recognition of your new degree status, you may now officially move your tassel right to left to signify this honor. It's now my pleasure to introduce Sherry Solomon, class of '85, Assistant Athletic Director and Director of Academic Services, and most importantly, mother of Samantha Solomon, BSC class of 2020, who will bring you greetings from the BSC Alumni Association.
So true. That is so true. Our children are our priority. You guys did it. Congratulations. Congratulations on your new alumni status with Birmingham-Southern College. Let me be the first to welcome you to our esteemed association that I joined back in 1985, and my daughter Samantha joined today. You know, the word welcome is used a lot these days, just in everyday speak. People use it to welcome here and there. I want you to know that it comes from my heart to say, welcome to this association. We are over 15,000 strong, and with any organization, we are nothing without everyone's involvement. You are now a stakeholder in this association, and I encourage you to do your part to take care of it. When I was working in the admission office several years ago, one of my coworkers said to me, "Sherry, why are you on so many committees and spend so much of your time with this group?" Well, he was referring to a regional association that I was involved with, and I remember like it was yesterday, I told him, you cannot just take from an organization, you have to give back. Otherwise, the organization becomes stale. I encourage you today to be givers. Now, you may think I mean money. I don't. Well, sort of I do. I mean, do what you can to make our association better, to make your profession better, to make your communities better. Decide how you can make us better. You are our future, and I'm pumped about it. As Megan said, you are all armed with critical thinking skills, compassion for others, curiosity, and just ready for the next step. I am so proud of you all, and I cannot wait to see what you accomplish. If you've learned anything at BSC, I hope you've learned the importance of networking. Well, you just joined a very special network that is full of talented, intelligent, giving people who want to give back to you to start your next journey. Use them, call on them. They are where they are today because people before them mentored them. Now it is their turn to mentor you, and believe it or not, it'll be soon your time to mentor graduates of Birmingham Southern. I hope you'll always feel welcome and come back to visit often. Don't be a stranger to this special place. My day is full when an alum drops by the office to say hi, and I get a big embrace. You know I love a big hug. One final point for you to take with you, maybe the most important. If you are a female, you are an alumna. The plural of that word is alumni for the females. For the men, you are referred to as alumnus. And if several of you are together, or it's a mixed group like we have this morning, you are referred to as alumni. So alumni, thank you in advance for all that you're going to do for this special alma mater. Congratulations, forward ever, and yeah, Panthers.
I invite you to receive this benediction. May God be in your heads and in your understanding. May God be in your mouth and in your speaking. May God be in your heart and in your feeling. May God be in all of your endings and in all of your new beginnings. Amen.
As we conclude today's ceremony, I'd like to remind all participants and guests to meet each other beyond the arena outside the Coliseum, perhaps near the Norton Alumni Fountain or Plaza or Fountain, or by the canopy of trees by Norton Center Bell Tower after this event. The Humanities Bell will be available for the next half hour for ringing, if you wish to do so. You'll have approximately 1 hour to take pictures around the main part of campus before departing. Thank you for wearing masks and taking other than when taking pictures, and for maintaining social distances at all times. Graduates, we appreciate your participation in today's capping and commencement ceremony and wish you all the best in your future endeavors. But please know that you will always have a home here on the hilltop. Would everyone please rise for the alma mater as played as we recess? Also, please wait to be released by an usher or marshal before leaving. Thank you.